It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world's trade. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know. MAGA.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Donald Trump has been known to say some very controversial things, politically incorrect things. That's why most people, like myself, love him. But hot diggity damn when Donald Trump told a group of black Americans that the black community loves him even more because of his mugshot and because he's fighting rigged systems that have oppressed them. Oh, man. Did Trump ever get it? Trump to black voters, you embraced my mugshot. Look at this from CNN. Trump suggests his mugshot in indictments appeal to black voters. You can hear her screeching. She's so angry. Let's go ahead and listen to what Donald Trump had to say during the speech.
Understand better than most that some of the greatest evils in our nation's history have come from corrupt systems that try to target and subjugate others to deny them their freedom and to deny them their rights. You understand that. I think that's why the black people are so much on my side now, because they see what's happening to me happens to them. Does that make sense?
You just gotta love Trump. You gotta love the fact that the guy's just kind of right about everything. Check the papers, okay? Let's go check the papers. Trump indictments spark wave of endorsements from rappers. Oh my God. Some of the biggest rappers in the world are getting Trump's face tattooed on their thigh. Buffalo rapper Benny the Butcher told his followers that he was backing Trump. No relation, but an awesome name, Benny the Butcher. Can I get some drip like that? Man, come on. A big Benny necklace. Of course, Lil Pump posting the pic of the Trump thigh tat, and the mugshot. And of course, here, Fulton County showing up for Trump after he got the mugshot. The poorest neighborhoods of Fulton County showing up to cheer for Donald Trump after the mugshot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something that is a phenomenon. It is something that is shocking to the world. Why are so many people who would normally never support a Republican for president supporting Donald Trump? Well, an intrepid reporter from the BET, Black Entertainment Television, decided to head down to Georgia, where the mugshot was taken, and to ask black Americans what they think about Donald Trump. And the responses were shocking. Check this out.
Politics are an ongoing debate between Azad Ahmadi, member of the Georgia Black Republicans, and his girlfriend Alexandra, a registered Democrat, who at times sit on opposite sides of the aisle.
So even though you have political differences, it's not a deal breaker.
No, it's not a deal breaker.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
So in 2008 and 2012, you voted for
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
2016.
I voted for Donald Trump.
Hillary Clinton.
2020.
Based.
Donald Trump.
Biden.
And who will you vote for in 2024?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
You may vote for the former president.
I may.
Why do you say that?
My views on certain things have changed. I
Nice.
am very much so riding the fence.
Grown
what
up.
are you
You're paying attention
struggling
to.
with?
Being in a pattern of doing the same thing that I've been doing, because it's kind of like
Nice.
second nature. Like when you go in a poll, you hit Democrat. Something has to happen. I mean, it's just so expensive to survive. And we're planning on having kids. I don't want to live in a stressful environment trying to rub two pennies together to try to make it either.
Nice.
When did you make that decision to check a different box?
Donald Trump's first term. I'm saying first term because I'm pretty sure he'll be in there
Based.
for a second term here soon. But in either case, post-Obama, I decided that the party just wasn't suitable to the goals that I
How
had.
did you come to that conclusion? Because at the end of the day, former President Obama was the first African-American president in history.
That's just
I mean,
true.
as a black man, I would assume that meant something.
Absolutely. You know, I attended the inauguration on his first term. I grew up outside of Washington, D.C. in the 80s and 90s, came through the system as an institutional Democrat, went through a lot of the experiences that young black men go through, good and bad, ended up leaving that environment grew up, started looking at the world through a new lens.
Grew up, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's called the Great Awakening. What an incredible clip. I want to have those two on my show. Let me scream at my producer, get them for my show. Those people are so unbelievably based. Good for them. And also they reflect an important trend line. This is the trend of non-white vote and support for a specific political party. You can see Democrats, of course, with a monster advantage that has been whittled away, and then in the Trump era has effectively gone down to nothing. Nothing. Why? Because people are waking up. Look at this. The only people that are voting more for Democrats now are extremely cretinous old boomers who are hippies, dirty hippies at that, and overeducated, pretentious whites. Prissies. Everyone else, the working class, Asians, Hispanic, they're all voting for Republican. Because we are the party of the working class. We are the party of, like, common sense. Latino, black voters. We're also the party of, like, people who, the middle class. Look at this. Poor and rich. Now, the parties have flipped. Democrat used to be the party of the poor. Now, we are the party of the people who are actually, like, middle class and working class. Democrats are the party of the super rich. Out of touch. Globalists. Democrats' big vulnerability, why they're losing black and Hispanic voters. Ladies and gentlemen, the reporter found that out. Here's the opening introduction to this piece that includes a black barber in Georgia who voted for Biden, and have a listen to this.
The race for the White House is coming into focus after Super Tuesday. The country appears to be headed toward a rematch between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. Just like in 2020, black voters will play a critical role in the outcome of this election. More than 34 million African Americans are projected to be eligible to vote this year, and one of the largest blocks of black voters is in Georgia. We traveled to the battleground state to hear what people are thinking and feeling about the state of the presidential race in 2024. Johnny Daniel has been shaping up heads for more than a decade. At Supreme's Barbershop in the heart of Henry County, Georgia.
It was mostly Republican, and then I think when Obama came in, it started to shift.
Which swung by more than 16 points for President Biden in 2020.
Yeah,
I want
right.
to thank you, the people of Georgia.
Yeah, right.
And helped Democrats flip the peach state for the first time in nearly 30 years.
Why did you vote for President Biden in the last
Because
election?
of who he ran with, and he was in the White House for the 8 previous years. I felt like he had the experience, but definitively right now, I couldn't tell you that if they open the polls tomorrow, I'm voting for Joe Biden.
So what changed?
Life,
Life.
the inflation, and the things that we're going through right now. I want the right person so that I'm not paying $8 for eggs, $15 for gas.
Even though things may be improving economically, but you feel there's a disconnect.
Yeah, there is a disconnect. But the way these last 3 or 4 years have been, this is
By the way, don't you love it? Don't you love it how the corporate media paid? This woman probably makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and is flown everywhere, like has a corporate card, all expenses paid, has limousines, presumably car services picking her up, driving her everywhere. Like I know how these corporate media on-camera talents live. I know. I worked among them. Don't you love it how she's like, but the economy is improving. Yeah. Bullshit. That's been by the way, it's been like proven demonstrably false. All new jobs created are going to immigrants. This economy has been absolute dog for regular working class Americans. Isn't it amazing how reporters always have to be like, but the economy is so great. I read about it in my private limousine driving over here to do this shot with my 7-person crew, staying downtown at the Ritz-Carlton. Yeah.
This is the worst it's ever been in my life. I never would have even considered thinking about voting for Donald Trump. But living in America these last 4, it's a consideration.
A consideration
hell yeah.
that's reflected in some polls. While 77% of likely black voters say they intend to support Mr. Biden, former President Trump leads Biden in several battleground states, including Georgia, where he lost by roughly 12,000 votes and faces charges of election interference.
That's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against.
Oh, yeah. So the reporter then, the intrepid reporter, which I gotta be perfectly honest with you, like, I love this report because it's like she can't find a single black voter in Georgia that supports Joe Biden. I mean, she goes to a college campus, she goes to an HBCU, historically black college and university, and talks to these kids. And have a listen.
Or a coveted demographic for both parties. President Biden received 91% of the black vote in 2020. Former President Trump only got 8%, but black men supported him at 3 times the rate of black women.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are investing a record $7 billion into HBCUs.
The Biden and Trump campaigns are also courting young voters who could be key. Something that is not lost on these students at historically black Clark Atlanta University.
What is the most important issue to you in this election?
Austin Euler is a Democrat.
I think the biggest thing is start looking more in-house on our issues rather than always trying to be the world savior.
Ajankaya Sumas is an independent.
He says, that guy's a Democrat, and he's like, I want America first. Start looking in the house at our issues and not trying to look around, be the world police.
Protecting my rights as a black woman, my right to abortion. I don't think any man should have any say in what I choose to do with my body.
And Jacob Jones is a Republican.
If we can just take steps towards clearing our debt, I feel like it'll be a better nation, a better country.
How are you feeling about this election?
I don't know if you can see me sweating right now. It just feels like it's the same as last time, and you're really basically forced to vote between 2 older people.
You used the word forced.
Yeah, it does feel kind of forced. If you go back to the Trump era, there's always going to be something in the news. If you want to stick with the Biden era, you have to just deal with the fact that a lot of people already have a viewpoint on him. All the good things he's done, it's hard to change someone's mind.
As a younger voter, I don't want somebody who's many generations ahead of me. Biden being one of the oldest presidents, and he's fairly older. Same with Trump.
I think of President Biden, he kind of sold a dream that he couldn't accomplish. His famous quote was that for African American, you weren't black if you didn't vote for Joe Biden.
What do you think of former President Trump?
I think President Trump was a bad people's person, but a great leader. He put our economy in a booming state. He provided a permanent funding for all HBCUs.
This is also the same president who, when 5 minority young boys were arrested in New York for a crime they didn't even commit, said that we need to bring back the death penalty. So from a moral perspective, I can't agree or stand behind somebody when we have COVID-19 going around and you're calling it the Chinese flu.
But it is! Like, but it is!
How many of you think that there should be a third-party ticket? All of you. Do you want to vote in this election?
Oh, yes, I'm still going to vote.
So you're not going to sit it out?
No, I'd never do that.
I feel like sitting out and not voting is basically staying quiet and mute. Our vote is our voice. Sitting out is just basically you're not doing a justice to yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing a total and complete reorganization, tectonic shift, breaking of the wheel in American politics, and it is really exciting. Really exciting. Democrats lose ground with black and Hispanic adults. I mean, that reporter did everything that she possibly could, and I got to compliment her. I never compliment corporate media on this program, but I got to compliment her for just airing the piece. I know how this stuff works. If you don't get a bunch of people like slobbering over Biden, then you just nuke the piece, right? You kill it. And she goes to the barbershop. She goes into the family household. She goes to the school. She tries to get people to like slobber all over Biden. I don't know if that's necrophilia, what that is, but you know, pretty gross. And guess what happens? Everyone's like, nope, I actually want Trump. And the reporter's like, well, here's the story. They all want Trump. And then most of them voted for Biden, and now they want Trump. Well, what do you know, ladies and gentlemen? Poll after poll, report after report, scientific. I mean, look at this diagnostics from Gallup. Just unbelievably thorough. And it's showing effectively that there is a greater divergence than ever for non-whites in America to now vote Republican, because Republican is becoming the party of the working class, becoming the party of opportunity. And that's really wonderful. It takes a long time for a really well-spun lie to die. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm really happy that this one's maybe, finally, dying. This is what we call the Great Awakening, and it's exciting. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.